Good morning, welcome back to another video, and today is another day of the PDSA fundraiser. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. So today we're going to be adding another farm to our rotation. This should hopefully bring us up to about an hour's worth of gold making per day. This is in junction with our Sealed Tome of Lost Legion, our daily crafting, the Garn Nighthowl farm, and all of the others that go along with that, with like the battle pets from Nagrand, the Tanan rares, and pretty much all of that stuff that we've covered thus far. We're actually switching out the Arcanite Reaper plans now, and what we're going to be heading for is the Pit of Sauron. Now the Pit of Sauron actually gives us a very nice actual item which is called the Battered Hilt. Back in the day this used to sell for tons, and quite frankly it does even still today. This is because it can be used to actually get a hold of one of the old school swords from Wattalk, and basically it gives you a nice little quest chain in order to get a hold of this appearance of this actual item, and it does sell for a hefty amount of gold at this moment in time. Now along with that, what you're going to be wanting to do to actually do this farm is pretty dead simple. Preferably I would actually run this on a tailor, and I'll explain in a bit, but basically you go to your dungeon difficulty and you set it to heroic. Once you've actually done that, open up your Loot Appraiser or WorthIt Recorder, and then just jump into the instance. Once you're actually into the instance, all you have to do is mount up, because it will make it a lot easier for you if you do mount up, and then just gather up all of the mobs. So you're trying to grab the aggro and then you just follow down. What you want to do is gather up all of the trash that you see right now. I usually skip all of the actual skeletons at the top, because usually I find that I usually de-aggro, and I want to make this as a clean as possible type of esque thing. So I grab this skeleton here, I jump off, and we just head over to this guy over here. Basically I set them up as like little markers, if you get what I'm saying, and we run over to this guy, we grab his aggro, and then we run down. The time is of the essence when you're actually doing this one, because it's more to the fact that the mobs are walking in a certain position, and it's just easier to gather them up if you go immediately as you start. So what you want to do now is we're just going to want to stop, and we're going to want to obviously kill that guy there, but we're going to wait, and then all we have to do is just use our flame breath to actually do that, and then we drop that down. Basically it's just nuke these guys right here and then loot up. This is really easy in order to do, and basically what you're trying to do is you're just trying to get a hold of this actual thing. Now I see that we got a guide for Northern Cloth Scavenging, and this actually follows really well on to what I was actually talking about. This is if you are a tailor, and this is something that you can actually do for a sizable amount of gold. I didn't actually realise that it dropped in the actual dungeon now. It used to be the fact that you used to have to go and learn it from one of the trainers, but apparently it actually drops now. So if you're a tailor, just do one run, and I got 4. So you're definitely going to get it. Basically, it gives the tailor an increased chance to find cloth from Northrend humanoids, which is really handy in the grand scheme of things. I find this is usually for Frostweave cloth, of course, and this just increases your gold per hour, because obviously this is an RNG based farm, so you're trying to get a hold of the Battered Hilt, which is at a RNG based farm, so you're not always guaranteed to get it once you've done your 10 runs. Now aside from that, what you can do to increase your gold, and I have specified this in the past, and that is pretty much just saving all of the cloth and all of the greens, bringing your tailor and enchanter with you. I did a series a couple of years ago called Optimized, and that was basically optimizing it to get the best amount of gold. You look at what these actually sell for: 1 gold, 28 silver. Do not worry about the sell rate or the sell price on the auction house, as it's a 0.01. This is for people that don't farm transmog, and then what I do is I just disenchant it to actually get extra gold, because Infinite Dust sells for a lot of gold, and it's very easy to get a hold of from this actual farm. So not only is it a Frostweave cloth farm, and not and you can also get a hold of infinite dust as well, which sells for a lot and sells pretty fast. So you're not walking away from nothing from this actual particular farm, and that is what I love about this farm, is you have a chance of hitting it big with the battered hilt, getting like a huge amount of gold, and you also get a load of materials from Northrend, which is really handy in the grand scheme of things. So that is something you can do right there. I'm not sure about all of these things, however, this new change is going to do my nutting on that. But aside from all of that, this farm usually takes me around about 20 minutes. It's usually about 2 minutes per lap, and that is when I'm standard focusing. So that is what I'll be going with my actual rotation, and that brings us up to around about 57 minutes of gold making per day, with all of our other stuff added in together, and that gives us a high uptake of getting a high value item and a load of materials as well. So that's why I've actually chosen this farm. It's because it's a really easy farm in order to do, and I just find it to be one of those ones that you can really just rely on to get some decent gold from the materials, and not only that, you have a chance of getting a really high ticket item which you can sell on the auction house. Now, I intend to do this for the next upcoming week and then see how many battered hilts we actually get a hold of. Of course, this will get repetitive because that is a gold making routine. They are meant to be repetitive and consistent. You do the farms every single day and you see what you actually get. So, that being said, I would actually say that, so with this actual particular farm, we're going to be doing this every single day, so it'll be a bit repetitive. So what I've come up with for the PDSA fundraiser, I'm actually going to answer a few of your questions each and every day. All you have to do is post your question in the comment section down below, and I'll pick one or two of them in order to actually answer for you guys as well, because obviously a lot of this will be a little bit repetitive because it's a gold making routine. Aside from all of that, guys, that is pretty much everything for this farm. Shall we have a look at the gold for the day? Now, aside from all of this, the gold for the day is a low. We've actually hit a low over the last week or so. We've hit loads of highs, and this is just a standard farm because obviously we didn't have enough time to actually post at our relevant times because I had to be at work. You can definitely see the difference about what time you actually post in the day. We are currently at 23,933 gold. It's not too bad, but it's not the greatest. Things of note is potions and potions of spectral agility, intellect, and phantom fire, spectral strength. It brings it up to 23,000. Very bad pull for the day. This is something that I would actually like to add on. It really does matter when you actually post. Now, for me personally, I usually post anywhere from 6 to 8 in the afternoon. Following that, I usually find I get the best amount of sales when it comes to my actual listing to the auction house. And when it comes towards the morning, it's usually around about 6 to 7 in the morning. So that hour gap in the morning is usually when we're going to get the best amount of sales. If failing that, I don't really seem to get that many good yields when that happens. So there we go. This is probably a very good example on why posting at a certain time really does help. And the best way of actually doing that is just by going to the Undermine journal and just seeing when the supply of your item is actually at its highest, and you'll see when items sell for the most on the Undermine journal. You kind of get a general gist. After a while, when you're actually just standard posting, you kind of just get a feel for your server because it is server specific. But usually if you want to go for a ballpark on this, I'd go in the afternoon, as it usually works out the best for me during 6 to 8. And that just works really well for just relisting and getting the maximum amount of sales for my day, instead of doing like hundreds of cancel scans and all that stuff. So, aside from all of that, guys, that is pretty much everything I would like to talk about for today. A link for the PDSA fundraiser is down below in the description if you wish to donate. Other than that, guys, have an awesome rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow. If you want to support the channel and help make the channel even better, then why not check out the Patreon? Members get additional info, gold making resources, and Patreon specific content. The link is located in the description down below. Thank you and have an awesome day.